people got to read Kyle Cheney. Kyle Cheney is essentially the comms department of the DOJ. Okay, when you're reading Politico and Kyle Cheney, you're hearing Merrick Garland explain to you, am I not correct, Mike? Kyle Cheney is trying to explain to the world what, he's basically Garland's dictating to him what he's reporting. And now you've got Politico doing these stories. Oh, he's got so many hurdles to get through for a prosecution, right? Or now it's obstruction of justice. This all this process nonsense. Or, I think they got to really wait and build this case that it's going to be after the election. Or now his lawyers have got a problem. We went from this firestorm of nuclear codes 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, which is a stone cold lie. In the Washington Post, Josh Dawson, you guys, you ought to put your Pulitzer, you ought to send it back until you retract that. That was a lie. You were fed a lie as they fed all kind of lies. This is just like Russia. It's just like all the other stuff. They feed lies, and the mainstream media just takes it and repurposes it and sends it out there in a platform, and it all turns out to be nonsense later. Right, Mike Davis? And now you're seeing this thing is a total, complete joke. It's the reason I hated covering this story from the very beginning, except for the fact it shows you the police state of the Gestapo, the FBI, which is now the agents are turning on, the good guys are turning on Chris Wray and the others. And you're going to have people in DOJ, the good ones there, the good folks there, do the same thing. Mike Davis, your assessment. Sir, since Davis, you have been dead right from the very second you came on the show on the day of what happened. You laid it out. You haven't backed off an inch. And Mike Davis has been absolutely 100% correct. That's when he goes on these other shows like on Fox. Their heads are blowing up. And Davis just, boom, he's just going full war room on them. But it's relentless. Davis, is this now just a sham and a joke?
This is a complete political charade. I've said that from day one. First, they said that President Trump had all these classified documents, and then when we pointed out that he declassified them, they said, "Oh, that's a lie. He didn't declassify them. He didn't have the power." And then we pointed to his January 19th, 2021 declassification memo on the Crossfire Hurricane records and other records. And so there goes the espionage charge. And then they said that he stole these records and that he violated all these government statutes. Then we pointed out the Presidential Records Act specifically says that the president can have these, and that fell apart. And then they're saying that we have that Merrick Garland leaked out that he didn't personally approve this raid. He leaked that out to Newsweek after it blew up in their faces. That was a lie. Then the nuclear documents. They said he had nuclear documents to try to justify this raid. That was a lie. They said that President Trump wasn't involved, or President Biden wasn't involved in this decision. That was a lie. Jonathan Sue, Deputy White House Counsel to President Biden, had to waive President Trump's claim of executive privilege. And so it's just constant lies. Now it's constant lies. It's constant leaks. Now they're getting desperate. And this pleading from the Justice Department was desperate. They have a picture in there to make it look like Trump had these classified records all over his office floor. It's nonsense. These were declassified. This was his personal copy. They were in his drawers. They were safe. They were under Secret Service protection. He has staff with security clearances, federally funded staff, federally funded office space, secure office space. This is a charade. It's because Trump has the Crossfire Hurricane records that he declassified, and he took a personal copy. It is terrifying to Obama, Biden, Hillary, James Clapper, Susan Rice, the FBI, the intel community, the deep state. They know that these Crossfire Hurricane records are damning, and that's what this raid was all about. They went to this biased magistrate judge who just recused from President Trump's civil lawsuit on June 22nd. Somehow his bias went away, and now they're in cover-up mode.
And this is why the House is bad enough, but they got to stop us taking the Senate, because they don't want Grassley to be in charge of these committees. That's why I'm saying today we got to put all the nonsense and all our disagreements aside and get focused, get over the target, and win a sweeping victory in the House, 50, 60, 70 seats that are there for us, and take the Senate by 4 or 5. And then get Chuck Grassley and these guys in charge of this, and let's get on with it. Let's have some real investigation. Let's have some real hearings. Mike Davis, how do people follow you on social media, and how do they get to your site? You have done, sir, magnificent work here. You've done what you have done is a great service to this country. You have been a rock on this from the beginning, and you've cited Supreme Court cases. You've cited, which you never see in these other shows. They're all talking about this and that, and now they're talking about some process crimes, and maybe his lawyers are in trouble, and they signed some affidavits, they did whatever. The only thing I would hope because I'm a guy that always likes being on offense. Your 41G, I think we've mentioned enough. I love the Trump lawyers, but go on action. Please listen to Mike Davis when he's on the show. 41G, let's get on with it. Please, let's get on with it. When Mike Davis has said he's been the rock of Gibraltar on this, immovable and dead spot on from the beginning. Mike Davis, how do you get to Article 3? How do we get to your social media?
Appreciate it, Steve. It's article3project.org, article number 3 project. At Article 3 Project on Getter, Twitter, Truth, at article number 3 project. And then my personal is MRDDMIA, MRDDMIA. And again, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, sir.